What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. Podcast Dad is on yet another vacation. So can only be so lucky. He gets to go to SCI, and I think now he is in Washington State, if I am not mistaken. Anyway, he's off having a good time, but nevertheless, Wrestling Junkies Podcast never sleeps. So I brought in some of the big hitters today, and I'm so excited to have a conversation with her. We're going to talk anything and everything related to pro wrestling. But before I introduce my guests, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. You can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, do us a huge favor. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. So this is normally where I would kick it over to the podcast dad and ask him what our friends out there watching should do. But I'm just going to tell you what that is. Tell one person, whether that is your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, cousins, aunts, uncles, baby mamas, sneaky links, dispensary person, bartender, therapist. It doesn't really matter. If you think that they would like what we're doing here at the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, share our podcast with them. We love having a good time here. And we want everybody to be a part of this journey. So again, tell one person. And while you're at it, show some love to our crew at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net. Mr. OTM is in the chats. I believe that he is doing a taping of the On the Mark podcast tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So you can be on the lookout for that this week. Go give them a follow at Pod on the Mark. But again, if you love great live podcasts, blogs, fan art, vicious rants, karaoke, you name it, we have it. Incredible group of people that I work with over at the Main Event Wrestling Network. And where would we be without our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel? Now, again, if you've not heard yet, the Gorilla Press Apparel online store will be taking a bit of a hiatus starting on August 3rd. So you only have a few days left to use our promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. However, if you're a wrestler, referee, manager, promoter, you need some merch for those tables on the weekends, hit up Will at Gorilla Press APP on X. He is still taking commissions, does incredible work. Gary J can attest to that, so can Murphy as well. So yeah, Gorilla Press Apparel.bigcartel.com. And the fact checker is in the house. It is indeed Taco Tuesday. We have got double duty tonight for the OTM podcast. Remember, at Pod on the Mark on X. And Fernando is in the house. Fernando, great to see you. I think that I have done enough panhandling and spieling about our socials and where you can find everything related to the Wrestling Junkies. It is time to introduce my guest, and this is a special one stepping in while the podcast dad once again takes another fucking vacation. Joining me is someone who has a passion for wrestling that runs just as deep as the Wrestling Junkies. You know her as the host of Queen of the Indies, where she has carved out a space celebrating the heart and soul of independent wrestling. She's interviewed some of the most exciting names on the scene, and whether she is dropping deep insights or making you laugh, her conversations are always must watch. She's sharp, she's passionate, and she's one of our favorite voices in wrestling media. Without further ado, please welcome Tiffany, Queen of the Indies, to the show. Tiffany, how are you? It is so good to see you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Love this. I am excited to have you. This is got a perfect timing with podcast dad on vacation. Right? I need to fill in guest host, so this is perfect. It's kismet.
I found a White Claw in the fridge.
We're gonna have ourselves some fun here. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's the sound. We're gonna have some fun.
Love it. Well, I am thrilled to have you here. We've kind of been running in the same circles over the last couple of years, so it is nice to finally have you on the show. Yes. Let's kind of take it back a little bit here. Everybody knows you as one of the many infamous voices of independent wrestling right now, but let's go back in our way back machines here. Tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Oh man, so being little, my dad used to watch WWF at that time. So I'm showing my age, totally showing my age. Anyway, but yeah, I remember I used to like pass through the living room or whatever like that. He'd be watching Raw on Monday. So I think it was kind of like my way of bonding with my dad. Yeah. So I used to sit like in the 90s. That's like where pretty much like I started watching WWF and all that stuff, which is crazy. He used to take me to, like, I remember meeting Owen Hart a couple of weeks before he passed. It was
Wow.
crazy. It was
Okay.
at and all my friends like yell at me like if I have it in storage. Like remember the magazines that they used to have like
Oh
back
yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Like so I
Yeah.
have when he was the centerfold and everything, like so it's signed. So I get yelled at
That's
from like
awesome.
all my friends. But they're like, oh my God, I can't believe like you have this. And it was at a carpet store where he did the meet and greet, which is crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, so you know, those are always like great memories, like having friends come over, watching the pay-per-views like back then. But life was lifing, you know, you go to
Yeah.
college, you know, you do that stuff. Wrestling kind
Yeah.
of wasn't, you know, so it kind of like disappeared for a while for me. Working a bunch of jobs and babysitting, you know, gotta make
Yeah.
money and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere along the line, I started bowling, which is crazy, and
Love that.
everybody was talking about WWE. And I was like, how's wrestling nowadays? I was like, it's been so long. I was like, and like Seth Rollins was the champion. And I was like, okay. I was like, and my friend was like, I know you're gonna love this man. And I was like, okay. I got instantly back hooked. And then I was dating some guy and I met my friend Jimmy, aka Jumbo Ref, that some of the
Yeah.
people know around here and everything like that.
Mhm.
And he told me that he refed in the indies. And he's like, come see me. And I was like, oh, I said, there's wrestling outside of like, you know, WWE and
Yeah.
stuff. It's great. I didn't know, you know. And like all his friends were like, oh, he just refs. We don't like going. And I'm like, I'll go. And you know, that's kind of like how I got hooked into the independent scene. So, and here we are, you know.
Heck yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, we got to know you because again, much like us, you do these incredible interviews with independent talent. You know, was this always the intention when going into content creation? You know, covering independent wrestling. I know you don't watch a ton of the mainstream now, so what was kind of the decision behind going indies?
Okay, so it's funny, and a lot of people don't know this about me, and there are some people that know this about me. Is that I used to listen to a lot of like podcasts, like, you know, capping WWE and stuff like that when I was watching it and stuff like that. And then I would find other podcasts. And there was a podcast that I used to like call in and stuff. And they were like, you're funny. They were like, you should start a podcast. And I'm like, no. They're like, yeah. Like, so I decided to do something completely different. And I decided to do a dating podcast with one of my friends at the time and everything. So we used to like weekly, we used to talk about dating because like me and him were single. So we used to talk different stuff. So a lot of people don't know that about me because they just think like, oh, the last couple of years she's doing independent scene. But it started with me doing the dating scene, which got me into you know, a lot of the wrestling scene stuff because there was a lot of people that, you know, was connected with, obviously, like, you know, like everybody dates and stuff like that. So so when AEW came about, I knew it was going to be big and everything like that. So I wanted to do an AEW podcast with someone in Canada. We parted ways and everything like that. He went to go do more stuff because I got so deep into the indies, you know? So we were doing that for a while. And then like when they started adding all the AEW stuff, I was at independent shows. So like when they were adding like Fridays, Saturdays and stuff, like, yeah, I'm at an independent show. I'm at an independent show. So it was more of when I started with the independent scene. It was kind of like one interview whenever I can get it. Then maybe like months down the line, get another one. And I just got so deep into it. Like that became my passion. So you know, like all this time later, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and this thing is, I think that, and we have a support independent wrestling T-shirt on our merch store. It's there's just something about that experience of going to an indie show that is so much more intimate than a WWE or an AEW show. Even, you know, even if you think about when WWE was still, you know, running house shows on a fairly regular basis. Yes, those are kind of the cameras aren't running, so there's a little bit more fun that can be had, but there is a genuine interaction that comes with an indie show that really just cannot be replicated. I mean, you know, you're going to have SCI winner Jameson Shook on your podcast next week. And, you know, we were front row for that entire weekend. And, you know, there is a lot of fun that can be had when you're sitting in those front row seats and, you know, kind of, you know, yapping back and forth with the talent as they're, you know, selling and kind of having their moments where they're talking all kinds of shit. And it's just like, wow, I'm not getting this anywhere else.
Right. No, I love that. That's what I always preach on the channel is like support your local independent
Yeah.
wrestling and everything like that, because
Yes.
it's intimate, as I always like say, and everything, and then you get that interaction with the wrestlers and stuff like that. And I've created so many bonds, and like, look, like, you know, here you and me are sitting here, we're talking, and we met because of the fact that it's like we love independent
Yes.
wrestling, which I love about the indies. I can't even begin to tell you, like, I've gone to other, like, I went up to Maine to Limitless, not knowing anyone. I went with a
Nice.
friend, and like literally the moment I got in my car, like fans were coming up to me, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I'm in
Yeah.
Maine. I'm from New York. I'm in Maine, and people are recognizing me. You know, people are asking me to sign stuff, and I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm just a girl who does interviews, that loves going to shows, you know, get that backstage stuff going and everything. But you know, I love it. It's a cheap way, you know, like if you can't afford, because sometimes those WWE tickets or the AEW tickets can be a little crazy, right? But you can pack up the whole family, you know, go support independent wrestling, and you can be, you know, me, I go a lot by myself to shows, and I never feel alone because there's usually somebody that, like, you know, like I'm interacting with on social media that I wind up meeting and stuff like that. So you're not alone, and you make friends because you're sharing that passion with other people too. So
yeah, no, it's we've certainly had that. You know, we've done Tennessee and Georgia, and kind of kept it in the southeastern United States, and hoping to make our way out west. And I know that we talked about potentially an excursion to the Northeast over the next couple of months as well. But yeah, no, it's so nice to find that community of people that just enjoy this as much as you do. And it's nice to just, it's I don't know, it's just nice to have that community and know that everybody is having a great time. And I remember, one of the first action events that we went to, shout out to Matt Griffin, and having people come up to us say, hey, we watch your show all the time. And it's we're not ones to kind of put ourselves over or anything like that, but it's just like, oh, what, like us? Like
you talking to me?
Him with the yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. It's just a very humbling feeling for sure. And I certainly think that you understand that as well. But shifting gears right now, let's talk about, we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit of everything here. I know you're not watching a lot of the mainstream product right now, but there are some things that I may want to get your opinion on as the show goes on. It's the week of SummerSlam, so there has been a lot that's worth dissecting here. But let's just talk, this summer in independent wrestling. What is something that you have really enjoyed seeing, or a memorable match show that you've attended? Give me the tea.
Oh, man. So, like, it's funny. It's like, SummerSlam's this weekend, and, like, there's a lot of independence going on this weekend, actually, in Jersey. So it's not far from me. I'm going to Jersey, Jersey Championship Wrestling this Sunday, actually, to go, like, check that out and everything like that. But, this year... It's funny because I feel like sometimes, like, wrestling is like all over the place, right? Like sometimes it's like hot. Like there's times I'm sitting in my house and there's nothing on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing on IWTV, or like, oh, it's not a hot weekend. Then you have a weekend where it's like everything's going on, right? So it's crazy. So obviously, like I'm always watching action wrestling. I'm always talking with Matt Griffin and stuff like that, chatting with him and everything. So I'm obviously, like, I'm working on coming down this October down to the Georgia show and everything like that. So that's in the works, that I'm waiting for one of my friends one of the wrestlers, I should say. He might come down with me too, so I'm not alone and everything like that. But there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on, like Bronson. Can we talk about Bronson in the freaking death match scene?
We both of our podcasts had Bear on. This is not a term I would have expected when you see this guy in the Iron Savages and how they're presenting him in AEW. I would have never thought deathmatch guy, but in hindsight, I'm like, why the hell didn't I think? Oh, he would be great in a deathmatch. It's just it seems to be like peanut butter and jelly right now.
I've said this, and I was like, okay, he doesn't need to do it, but damn, he's so built to be doing it. And I'm like, oh, and they're and I'm here, and I was there at the GCW show when he did the death match, and then Gabby's over here like, you know, freaking out, like, oh my god, he's getting like killed over here. So like it's insane. Like I'm actually jealous because I kind of want to see him and Cruel be in this death match.
Oh god.
Him and Dan Monto just had like an insane death match at ICW. What him and Hoodfoot just got announced today too. Like, my god, this is so crazy.
We're just dancing around, and first of all, hello to Mr. Ramsey. Good to see you out there, sir. And the fact checker also saying hello to Mr. Ramsey, my brother, my boyfriend, blowing up the chats. I love it. So here's the thing about Bear Bronson. This is just a prediction here. I don't have any inside baseball here, but I also saw off my left arm if I can get Bear Bronson versus Tremont before 2025 is over. I just want to speak.
It's announced
out there. Is it really?
Isn't it? Isn't that the match for
I didn't see that.
The vote? Hold on a second.
Okay, please.
Please. I'm like, wait a minute. This is happening. I was like, what is he talking about?
I hope so. I hadn't heard. Yeah, no.
At GCW at the what's it called? Hold on, where? I know. I know. This is all right. Hold on. Let's go on Game Changer.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure.
While you're looking that up, I'm just gonna put our socials up again. But that would be.
I'm like, this already got announced. So like, what are you talking about? All right. Scroll. There's so much stuff going on with GCW, like going on right now. Like, Tremont's in Japan. Like, is that crazy too? That like actually they have like all week they got stuff going on in Japan this week too.
It's they got a hell of a slate.
See, you can tell like I'm scrolling because there's so much stuff on this page. Like I'm like, wait a minute, I know this was announced for the Showboat, you know, like, and it's like, fuck,
yeah,
here we go.
Then you're gonna make my week here. This is that would be fantastic.
I'm going on Instagram because the X is upsetting me right now.
No, that's okay.
What is going on? Like I know this is announced. Here we go, Homecoming. Okay, there's only 2 matches out here. I'm telling you, I saw this match that got announced. There's too many GCWs.
Yeah, it's a nice problem to have. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know I saw that. I'm not fighting it now. I know. All right, wait. Tremont.
That's okay. While she's looking that up, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do us a huge favor. Seriously, all it takes is telling one person. Share the Wrestling Junkies podcast with your friends, family, baby daddy, situationships, sneaky links, bartender, dispensary person, therapist. It doesn't really matter. If they like wrestling, tell them to come hang out. There will be no show tomorrow, but Thursday I will have MPW's Brandon Devine joining me, so that's going to be an incredible conversation. But let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming here. So Tiffany, I'm going to pivot.
24th, though. I told you.
Okay.
Homecoming, Showboat. It's happening.
All right. There we go. All right. That's that's
he's like, all right, let's book a flight. Like, let me book this room.
You laugh. It would be irresponsible if I didn't at least look at some logistics and just see what may or may not be going on that weekend. Everything pro wrestling scene, guys. I do like the idea of just a fantastic weekend wrestling event. I'm a real sucker for those. Shout out to Everything Pro Wrestling. Thanks for stopping by this evening. Very much appreciate that. I do have to pivot just very briefly. SummerSlam is coming up this weekend, so I would be remiss if I did not at least, kind of throw some things out there that I am looking forward to, that I just want to get kind of an outside opinion on as somebody that's not following the mainstream as closely as we do here. The first thing being, this is the 25th anniversary of the TLC match at SummerSlam coming up this weekend. So it will be not just 3 teams in TLC for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. There will be 6 teams this year. This is, Demolition Derby ahead here. I'm going to pull up the list here and just, like I said, I just want to get some unvarnished thoughts about this match and the fact that Triple H, being a guy that loves history and nostalgia, is hitting some of the right notes every once in a while, and this tends to be one of those. So we have the Wyatt Six, Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits, 6-pack TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. SmackDown, for their credit, they have cared significantly more about tag team wrestling than Raw has. Hearing that card, hearing the anniversary, the nostalgia, just give me your thoughts on hearing that information.
That's stacked. Totally freaking. And again, like, I don't follow anything. I think I even actually have it muted, like WWE and stuff like that. But holy crap, like that's a little stacked. just a little.
It is. I absolutely love this. I mean, because the big criticism that Triple H, that you can levy against Triple H in this new era, is the fact that the tag team championships have not gotten the love that they should have. This is a match that probably should have happened at WrestleMania. And another criticism with Triple H is he has these great ideas of where he wants these stories to go. He is just taking entirely too long to get there. And I think that this is a really good example of it. We have seen, I want to say, 3 or 4 of these teams hold the tag team championships this calendar year alone. So there have been a lot of TV title changes that are kind of building to this moment here. But I hope that this is the start of a tag team renaissance.
That's crazy. Motor City Machine guys, like Guns, like that's crazy. Like I've seen them wrestle Miracle Generation and Above the Rest at Remarkable, like mind blowing. Like that is just crazy. And I think that's what's like really cool is that even the people that like let go with like WWE, and to see them come back into the indies, and I like it when it's done the correct way. You know what I'm saying? Like Dijak is probably the one that like you have to give the most props to. He's a trainer up at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, and it shows. Like you could see it with the kids that are coming out of there and everything like that. It's insane. And then to see him like, working all these independent talents right now, and like, getting like, you're seeing those indie guys, like it's clicking with them and making them better independent wrestlers, which is just going to set them up to get like signed eventually for, so it's like, I pass it on to you. So you do that job, and, I'll find all the stuff before.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when you look at people that are coming to the Performance Center, it's not only the training of D1 athletes from the ground up, but there's also not just the in-ring skill that you have to teach them. It's also teaching them the WWE way of doing it, as far as minding camera angles and certain things that you probably wouldn't see at an AEW or anywhere else, just because of how tightly run of a ship that it has become over the last 40 plus years. I love the fact that we are seeing names go back to the indies, and that there is a market for these talents to come in, and they're getting an opportunity to sell merch, teach seminars, and do all these other things that help them to earn their income, but also allowing them to spread that knowledge of, hey, I have been with the biggest wrestling company in the world. I know what it's like there, and I can pass that along, regardless of, the quote unquote success of that talent in WWE. They still made it to the show, which is something that not everybody can say. So that information is invaluable.
Right. It's crazy. Like I'm just thinking like Dijak and A Game just had this insane match at BST Wrestling, like recently. And it was funny because like A Game goes live on Twitch, and I hang out in there. And I actually said, like there's this whole storyline with like A Game being a heel, and he's one of the tag team champions at BST Wrestling. And it's funny, so they gave him Dijak, and it was insane. I actually said to him in the chat while he was live, I was like, I actually forgot that you were a heel, because I love him personally and everything like that. Like I think he's amazing. And I think he is the one, and I've been saying it. I was like, he was going to be 2025. Like he is getting the insane matches and everything, and it shows. And like watching this in person and watching this against someone like Dijak and everything like that, and it was just like you just out the window, forget the storylines, forget heel, whatever. Like it's all about the match right now, and it was just like, my God. So it's like, if you have not watched this match, please go on IWTV and go watch this match. Like,
seriously. And that's, again, to anybody else watching out there, if you don't have an IWTV subscription, what are you waiting for? $10 a month. It gets you just some of the coolest stuff out there. That's the best part, is there's something just about every day of the week that is worth turning on. If you're just looking for wrestling content that is not necessarily WWE or AEW, because again, we understand that everybody likes a little bit of something, regardless of what it is. It's all the same art form, but there's different ways of approaching it, and that's what we appreciate about independent wrestling and IWTV, is that it's talents that you hope to see on cable or streaming in a few years, but enjoy them on the way up, because they're delivering now more so than they really have been ever before. It's just at an all-time high.
It's crazy because also too, like IWTV just added that live 1, 2, 3, so it's constantly live. But what it's doing is it's putting on random matches, and it's like which is great, because like I found something with, who was it, John Silver recently. Like I just turned it on, and like John Silver was there, and it was like, here he is, like he's like AEW and stuff. Like you'll just see stuff that's like old, like from the people, like I think I've even seen stuff with like Kevin Owens on recently too, on like the 1, 2, 3. So people that you're watching in the mainstream stuff, like obviously they came from somewhere before. So like this is where you could find their early work and stuff like that, and see like where they've gone to where they are now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna go to the chats here real quick. Fernando saying not just the tag titles, but the secondary titles are also struggling other than the IC title. Yeah, it's kind of hard to ignore this one. I just want to do a quick search here because I actually don't remember off the top of my head who the United States champion is right now, and that is pretty bad.
That tells you how much independent wrestling you're keeping up with. That's okay. I just don't know anything going on. I'll know some names, but I don't know stories.
Solo Sikoa. Fuck, that's right. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty bad. Solo Sikoa, yes, because he is taking on Jacob Fatu, cage match at SummerSlam. So, yeah, that's my bad for sure. But I would say that, the women's big card titles, and I think that that's probably what Fernando is referring to here, is Becky Lynch and Bayley being in that scene right now and helping to establish Lyra Valkyria as a credible single star, because she has had to interact with both of them over the last few months. And this seems to be kind of match 3 of the Lyra Valkyria Becky Lynch trilogy at SummerSlam. But the Women's United States Championship has not had the same amount of success, despite being put on Chelsea Green as the inaugural champion. We did get the secret Hervis out of this, so she did kind of take that I'm from Canada, but I'm going to treat myself like I'm a high-powered public official with security behind me, and like it's a fantastic gimmick. Zelina Vega takes the title next, and now it's on Julia, who was a very coveted prospect going into 2025 and making sure that she signed with WWE, but she doesn't seem like as much of a priority now that she's holding this championship. I don't think that she's had a PLE defense of it just yet, which is unfortunate. But that's one thing that is kind of driving people nuts right now, is they have one of the deepest women's divisions on the planet right now, if not the deepest. But here we are still talking about, are all these belts going to be represented on a pay-per-view? And it doesn't always seem to be the case.
I was talking to my friend last night, and then I said to him, and I was like, is SummerSlam 2 nights? He was like, yeah. And it was like, he had to actually check because he forgot. And like, he does like podcasts too. And it was just funny. I was like, you should know this. But I was like, I legit don't know. I don't follow, So he's like, yeah, it's 2 nights. And I'm like, wow, we've come like, when you think about it, compared to like when I was watching as a little girl to where we are now. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that roster is insane. I was like, that's why we're at like 2 nights. I was like, but that's crazy. But then I started looking at the prices. Yeah. This is why I say you got to support the indies, because it's like, if you don't have the money, you can support the indies or whatever like that. But I don't know if I would want to spend all that money to like see a dot, in these places and stuff like that. It's just crazy, because he told me that like he saw like floor seats that was like $17,000, and I'm like, bro, I was like, I can like pay my car off. I was like, for that.
Yeah. I have been to 2 SummerSlams and a Rumble within the last 2.5 years, and it just stinks that not only are we being priced out of these shows, but now they're going international more and more. So your opportunities to see them are limited. I think outside, like Big Four, I think are the ones where I'm like, I do kind of do a double take of, should I go? Let's see if we can make it happen. But anything outside of those four, I think any more are just going to be I'll watch those at home.
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, I get it. The hype. You want to go to like the big ones and stuff like that. Like, I get it. But I'm like, damn, I was like, for the amount of money that I would spend, I was like, I'm better off just like cooking or ordering and watching on TV.
Right. So Denver's in the chats. Hello, Everything Pro Wrestling. My birthday is today. Well, happy birthday from the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you are new to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. So tell everybody about what we're doing over here. We usually have 4 brand new episodes a week. And while my co-host, the podcast dad, loves his vacation days, as evidenced by the fact that he's not here this week and
let him enjoy his vacation.
I guess he took one last weekend and I was on it with him. So it's like,
we
went to SCI, now you're taking more. That's fair.
It's the summer.
Yeah.
You have me now. So like
this is I love this. This is fantastic especially because this has been so overdue to have you on the show that it was just kind of one of those, this is just everything just aligned to have you on.
See, I got you covered. So if he goes on vacation next week, you can call me too.
Wait, to be fair, next week is my turn to go on vacation. So.
Oh, okay. Well, he can call me. That's fine. So, see,
there might be a need.
Too funny.
I
love it.
This is what happens when you treat your podcast like happy hour. So
yes. See, I wasn't even gonna I'm do I have anything?
No, this is where we're at right now. I don't know. At this point, I'm just kind of riffing off the cuff here, but so who are some of your favorite promotions to follow right now for those that may be looking for something new to digest?
So, I mean, obviously you have covered down like South and stuff. So you got like action. But I love the fact that you guys also support BST Wrestling also too, because Landon Hale's always at BST Wrestling. So hell yeah, pretty much. I think that's kind of how like you and me kind of like crossed over is like because of Landon, and everything like that. Yep. So I love that. And I love the fact that too, like I'll be like taking clips of like Landon and sending it to Matt Griffin. But like, okay, like at that time it wasn't like live and stuff like that. So now they're on IWTV Live, which is great. And I love that for them. So I'll be sending Matt like stuff. I was like, Matt, here's some clips. Like here's Landon. So BST Wrestling is definitely home, one of my homes for me. Sure. Fight Life, which is taking a little bit of a hiatus right now, but I promise you, like I was talking about this last night with Richard Holiday on the podcast. Richard Holiday is the champion there. I'm not sure, but hopefully soon. I'm hearing like October they're going to come back, but I promise you this is definitely one that you should be watching. It is like definitely it's like one of my favorite promotions to go to. Like JT Dunn's, like there's like Richard Holiday, like you see Miracle Generation, like it's just it's great. So you should be definitely following that. Go watch that backlog. I promise you it's so good. Deadlock Pro's coming up this weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. So listen, can we talk about the fact that I have 3 of my favorite wrestlers with belts? Hell yeah, let's go. Adam Priest, Miracle Generation, let's fucking go. I was like, the world that I'm in of like 3 of my favorites. Like, I need that picture. I need the picture. I have actually a picture like that, and Landon's in it too. So you see Adam, Dustin, Kylon, and you see Landon, but like Kylon's making like a ridiculous face, so it like killed the vibe of the photo. So I need a do-over. So I'm gonna get this
manifestation. I like it.
So at Creative Pro Wrestling, I mean, I'm in New York.
Yep.
So I'm saying like I have House of Glory by my house. So there's some greats there. Charles Mason is definitely the champion over there. So it's like I love that. And I love that too, that I've been following Mason since like his beginning, his debut and everything, and just to see where he's gone, it's insane. So
there's been something about the level up this year that is just fucking crazy work with Mason this year. Like it is. I mean, we've always known that he's fantastic in the ring, but it's kind of that like getting locked into the getting shredded and like TV shape and things like that, where it's just like you have to do like, holy shit, is this the same guy that we've been watching for? Yeah.
That one's getting picked up. Like, listen, I'm waiting for like the next round of like those WWE ID prospects, and he's definitely one that should be signed. I will sit here and preach that TJ Crawford is one that should be signed this round. Love so. TJ Crawford. You know, I've been saying that like selfishly, I don't want him to go, but no. You know, like he's so good, he should be signed. I always say that. Look at that. Look at that. I see that with Conrad. ESW Smash Wrestling, Fourth Rope, Cap, Hog, Deadlock, and Excite Wrestling.
Love all those. Yeah.
Love that. Love ESW, man. Like crazy. I gotta get up there, but I think it's like probably like 11-hour drive from me in New York. New York's big.
Yes, it is.
Conrad's far from me. Like, my God, one day we'll meet in person, you know. Like, but oh my God, there's so much wrestling.
He's also throwing out main event as well.
Oh, the boys, my boys, Midas and Jay Lion. Yes, the Circus Boys.
Love it. It sounds like I got some homework to do. So yeah, that again, IWTV, $10 a month. Do yourselves a favor and get it, just because you never know what you're gonna find, and there's always something to fall in love with.
But there's also YouTube and Twitch too, which is great too. So there are like Chaotic Wrestling's up in Massachusetts. They do wonderful stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're on Twitch and they're on YouTube and they go live on it. So they just like added the YouTube like recently, which is great. So, and if like you have Twitch, if you have like Amazon Prime, you can give like a free subscription, because like you can watch it live, but let's say you miss it live, then you need to be a subscriber, but you can use the free subscription with Amazon Prime. But they're on YouTube now too. So, but you can get anything on YouTube. So if you can't afford
Mystery Pro Wrestling as well.
Oh my God, that is a bucket list for me to get my butt up to. And C4.
Okay. Oh yeah. C4 also H2O.
Oh, well, H2O was like, you know, no more Jersey. So it's like, you know, like, I don't know, like if and when they're coming back and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I was always at H2O, like, all like I was going week to week to week to week to week. So it's like, it's crazy to watch all these kids grow.
Yeah.
So
it's just it really is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan, regardless of what it is that you watch, because there's something for everybody. It is very easily accessible these days, so no reason not to find something that you enjoy. So support independent wrestling, I think, is the ultimate takeaway of today's episode.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So much. It's great. I can't keep up. I mean, you see me. I'm literally with the TV, the laptop. Then sometimes I have to break out the iPad, and then like I'll get tweeted at from fans, and they're like, "Tiffany, how do you do it?" I was like, "I don't know." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to focus, but it's like you want to support everybody. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, Conrad saying, I always tell people years from now, if places are gone, I don't want to hear any of that crying. I agree. I mean, it's, you know, we have seen kind of the impact that can happen to the indies, especially when there is only one game in town, and now that is not the case. So we're seeing this boom period that we're all getting to enjoy right now, and just say, sit back and enjoy the ride. Even if you can't go to a show, it doesn't cost any money to like or follow somebody and show them some love and help them to grow their following. It doesn't, you know, buy a t-shirt, support where you can. That's what we do.
Yeah, definitely. Share, follow, all that fun stuff. I mean, wrestlers tell me all the time that they find people because of me that they had no idea like existed.
Yeah.
So I love that. Definitely.
Yeah. And you do a fantastic job of it as well, and I'm so happy that I got to have you on today. This is a bucket list conversation, so thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's been like amazing chatting with you, so I'm glad that we finally got to connect.
Of course. And before we go home today, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, what's coming up. You've got some big interviews, so tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so Jameson Shooks next week. So next Wednesday at what time was it? 6 p.m. I just posted it on the Queen of the Indies corner, so you can follow me. So like I'm just type in like Queen of the Indies, you know, the podcast Queen of the Indies corner. You know, it's across all the socials, all of them, same thing. Me personally, it's like Queen of the Indies. You'll definitely like find it. Just type it in. You won't miss it. So that's coming up, and then like I said, I will be at JCW this weekend. So if you're there, come by, say hi. I probably have stickers. I should give more stickers out of my podcast and stuff like that. I'll be at Deadlock Pro next weekend. What else do I got? I got Nat Castle, the new Creative Pro Women's Champion, coming up too. Okay. So a little drop there that I haven't like put out there yet. So make sure you're following me to see what I got coming up. So
love it. Well, we certainly cannot wait to see what you do next. And do not be a stranger. You are welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies anytime.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you to everybody that has joined us. Again, you can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook at Wrestling Junkies Pod on Instagram. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Tell everybody about what we're doing here, just because we are having a fucking ball. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining me. Stick around for a quick second, but that's going to do it for us. There will be no show tomorrow, but we will be back on Thursday. I will be here with Brendan Devine. Podcast Dad may or may not show up. I don't really fucking know. But for Queen of the Indies, I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, and until Thursday, enjoy the grabs. I was definitely getting a little tipsy.